children, or... Never mind. Well, hello. I'm here. Well, first off, how many of you know the 3 little pigs? Raise your hands, raise your hands. Put them down! Because you don't know it. I'm here to tell you about way back when Wolf lived in Storyville. Now, Storyville back then, well, it was just an idea, a thought. And it was only me, Wolf, and the 3 new neighbors. Well, I'd been teaching Wolf how to cook, and he came over and I'd watch the weather, and he would bake. And every day, as I'd watch the weather, I'd watch him at exactly 12 o'clock. He'd go over to those neighbors' houses with pies and custards and puddings. Beautiful cakes. Well, gorgeous. I know, because I ate a lot of them. And he would bring it to the neighbors, and the neighbors would shut the door in his face. And they would say a couple of words that were not very nice. Those porkers would say, "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Are you ever gonna be a friend? Now get off my property, you big fat wolf." Needless to say, not very nice chillins. Anyway, so on that awful day, I was sitting with a very despondent wolf, watching the news on my porch. It was very interesting. Jerry, who's a hottie, well, he was talking about tornadoes and earthquakes and strange things in the sky. I blew it off because Wolf had stuff to say. He was saying he tried everything. He did all of his recipes, but he could not make a single friend. Not one of those 3 neighbors. And so I thought about it, and I remembered that old recipe I'd gotten from Red Riding Hood way back when. And I gave it to him and I said, "This will make you a friend." So he baked and I watched from my porch because he lived across the way. It was very interesting, what with the wind picking up. So he finished baking and he pulled out those cookies, and I could smell. Can you smell those cookies? They were chocolate chip nutty goodness with caramel and mocha chocolate chips. Excuse me, I drooled. Anyway, so he took those cookies and he went over to that neighbor's house. And he opened that straw gate and it blew away in the wind. I tell you, I saw it. Now, the pig said otherwise, but it flew. So, and he turned around. He was very shy, but I yelled at him, "Go get him, Wolf! You got it!" So he went out to the door and he knocked, and there came out that porker. And you want to know what he said? Do you know what he said? Come on, say it with me. Not by the hair of my chin, chin, chin. Are you ever gonna be my friend? And he ignored the cookies and he slammed the door. And as he slammed the door, well, I don't think you'll believe this one, folks, but you better believe it because I was there. The tornado that had been forecasted blew through my neighborhood and picked up that house and blew it away, just as Wolf sneezed. And when Wolf opened his eyes after that sneeze, there was no house. There was just a pig, very frightened pig. And that very unmanly pig, do you want to know what that unmanly pig did? Do you? Yeah? I'm sorry, my hearing aids must be off or something. I can't hear you. Do you want to know? Do you want to know what he did? Yes! Okay. Well, he squealed like a little stuck pig. How does that sound, people? Because I can't get my voice that loud. Very good. Turning off my hearing aids now. Anywho, then he ran to the next neighbor's house. Well, I sat there and I watched Wolf as he shyly, despondently, well, he turned around, he was going to go home. And I yelled at him, I said, "Wolf, you got it! You got those beautiful cookies, go get them!" And Wolf, well, he couldn't disobey me. So he went. And he went to that next twiggy house. And he opened the gate, and there was a tremor that happened. And as he opened that gate, my house shook, and my crockery was breaking, but I wasn't moving from my seat because this was exciting. Because that fence line, it all tumbled to the ground. Now, Wolf almost turned around, but you know what I said. I said, "You go get him, boy." And he went up to that door, he knocked, and out came that porker. You want porker said?
Not bad.
You want to know what that porker said to beautiful, delicious cookies?
Not bad.
Never by the hair of my chin, 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 are you ever gonna be my friend? Okay, so, and then he slammed the door. And as he slammed that door, well, another trigger hit! Like California! Everything was taken! And my house was just a pile of sticks. A pile of sticks. Like, you know, pickup sticks? It was like that. And Wolf, well, he had shut his eyes because he was afraid, and he cowered on the floor. And when he looked up, there was no house. There was just pig. And you want to know what that unmanly pig did? Well, he squealed, but not like a stuck pig, mind you. Like a poor maiden stuck in a tower, which was scary because he was very hairy and rather fat. So how does that, I forget, how would someone like that squeal? And guess what? While he squealed like that, like a little girl, he ran over to the next house. Well, Wolf was very, very despondent. He believed that he had just knocked down 2 houses, and his neighbors hated him. And he started turning around, and I said, Wolf, you got the cooking magic. You take it to that house, and you make them your friends. So we went, and I watched, and I was excited because, I mean, earthquake, tornado, this was history. I would have to be interviewed later on TV. Maybe Jerry would. Never mind. Anyway, so he went up to that old brick house, and he opened that brick gate by some will of force, because that thing was heavy. And he was kind of poorly, too. Anyway, so he went up to that front door, and he knocked. And he opened it, and there was the hairiest, the fattest, the most nasty, disgusting pig I have ever seen. And so, he offered him cookies. He got on his knees. You know what that pig said. You know. What did he say?
Not by the hair of my chin, 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 are you ever gonna be my friend?
Exactly. And then he slammed that fortress door. But then, there was a strange noise, an eerie humming. Wolf was calling to the sky, and, well, those pigs, they opened the door again. They came out to stand on the porch to look up, and Wolf looked up too, and this shadow came over all our houses. Well, I got off my porch in my rocker, and I looked up, and I kid you not, there was a UFO. Don't believe me? Just ask Jerry. He saw him too. Anyway, so I looked up at that UFO, and it was huge, it was big, and Wolf was talking to him aliens like he was their first cousin or something. And, well, after they talked for a little bit, they just zapped that brick house up. And when the police came from 3 counties over, it was just Wolf and pigs. The pigs were very angry. Well, in these here parts, no one listens to a wolf, so he paid his time for wrecking 3 houses, even though it didn't really happen. And I explained, but no one listened. No one. They said I was on too many medications. So, next time someone says they know the 3 little pigs, set them straight, because like this lady said, she said there's 2 views. No, this is the truth, the gold darn truth of what happened. And don't worry, Wolf's story ended happy. Storyville is thriving now, and he has a beautiful bakery. So come visit him sometime. And remember, the true story. I'm gonna go take my dentures out. They really hurt.